The bus rattled down the city street as the early morning sun painted golden stripes across the window panes. A young woman named Emily Carter sat near the back, her hands gripping a worn handbag and her eyes heavy with exhaustion. Her uniform was slightly wrinkled, and her shoes were old, but polished. She had been up all night working 2 shifts, one as a waitress and another as a cleaner, just to keep the lights on for her little boy, Noah. Her mind buzzed with worry. The rent was overdue, Noah needed new shoes for school, and her manager had just threatened to cut her hours. As the bus swayed, her eyelids grew heavier. She tried to stay awake, but fatigue won. Before she realized it, her head gently fell against the shoulder of the man sitting beside her, a man in a dark blue suit, holding a leather briefcase, and scrolling through his phone. The man stiffened at first, surprised. He turned slightly and looked at her. Her face, though tired, held a softness that spoke of strength, love, and sleepless nights. He noticed a small drawing peeking out of her bag, a child's crayon picture labeled "Me and Mommy." Something about it made him pause. That man was Ethan Reeves, CEO of one of the city's top real estate firms, a man known for his precision, discipline, and absolute control. But for a moment, seeing this stranger asleep on his shoulder, he felt something shift. Maybe it was pity. Maybe it was something deeper, a quiet recognition of loneliness. When the bus jerked to a stop, Emily woke suddenly, realizing what had happened. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," she gasped, sitting up straight, embarrassed. Ethan smiled faintly. "It's all right," he said calmly. "You looked like you needed the rest." Her cheeks flushed. "I didn't mean to. I've had a long night." He nodded. "It's okay. I've had a few of those myself." Emily gave a weak laugh, clutching her bag. She didn't know who he was, but something about him felt kind yet distant, like someone who had everything but still carried invisible weight. When her stop came, she stood up quickly. "Thank you again," she murmured, before hurrying off the bus. But as she stepped onto the street, she realized her wallet was missing. Her heart dropped. It had everything: her ID, the little cash she had left, and a photo of Noah. She panicked, rushing back toward the bus, but it had already pulled away. The next morning, Emily walked to her shift at the diner, praying she could borrow money for rent. As she tied her apron, the manager barked, "You're late again, Emily. One more time and you're out." She nodded silently, swallowing her pride. All she could think about was getting through another day. Then, just as she was serving coffee to a customer, the bell above the door jangled. She looked up and froze. Standing there in that same dark blue suit was the man from the bus. Her hands trembled slightly as he approached. "You're the man from yesterday, a broken bar." He smiled politely. "You dropped this." He held out her wallet. "It fell under the seat after you left." Her eyes widened in relief. "Oh, thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me." He studied her for a moment. "You work here?" She nodded, embarrassed. "Yeah, it's a broken bar, not much, but it helps me take care of my son." Something in his expression softened. "You're doing a good job. Not everyone would work this hard." Before she could reply, the manager appeared again. "Emily, stop talking and get back to work." Ethan's brow furrowed. He turned to the man. "You must be the manager?" "Yes, sir." "Well," Ethan said, his voice suddenly firm and commanding, "I'd like to discuss a catering deal for my company, but I expect my employees, even the ones serving coffee, to be treated with respect." The manager blinked, suddenly realizing who he was talking to. "Oh, of course, sir. My apologies." Emily stood frozen, unsure what just happened. Ethan gave her a small nod. "I'll be in touch." Then he left his card on the counter before walking out. When she glanced down, her eyes widened as the embossed logo, Reeves Enterprises. Over the next few days, Emily couldn't stop thinking about him. Then, one morning, she received a call. "Miss Carter, this is Mr. Reeves' office. He'd like to see you." Her heart raced. She didn't understand why, but she went. At his office, she stood awkwardly by the massive glass window as he smiled. "I have a proposal," he said. "My company is opening a new community cafe, copyright, a place to give single parents a chance to work flexible hours. I need someone who understands what that struggle feels like. Would you be interested in managing it? Tears filled her eyes. Me? Yeah, broken bar. I'm not qualified. I barely finished high school. He shook his head. You're exactly qualified. You've worked harder than anyone I know. Sometimes experience is better than a degree. Emily broke down crying. You don't even know me. Why are you helping me? Ethan's voice softened. Because someone once helped me when I had nothing. I promised I'd do the same when I could. She looked at him. Truly looked at him and saw not just a CEO, but a man who understood pain, loss, and the importance of kindness. Months passed. The Cafe Tilde copyright opened, and it became a safe haven for struggling parents like Emily once was. She managed it with pride, often bringing Noah with her after school. One evening, after closing, she found Ethan waiting outside. You've done an incredible job, he said, smiling. She smiled back shyly. I couldn't have done it without you. He hesitated before speaking softly. Emily, I don't know if this is too forward or broken bar, but would you and Noah like to join me for dinner sometime? Not business, just a broken bar dinner. Her heart skipped. For the first time in years, she felt something. She thought she'd lost a hope. Months later, they sat together on that same bus route, this time side by side. Not strangers anymore. Noah was asleep in her lap, and Emily leaned gently against Ethan's shoulder again. Only this time, when she woke up, she smiled because she knew she wasn't dreaming anymore. Moral: sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can change someone's entire life. What you give to the world always finds its way back to you. Would you like me to create 10 visual prompts, scene by scene, for this story? Perfect for YouTube thumbnails and visuals?